Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all excited tonight. We're going to be witnessing the first ever kart championship tonight here. Unfortunately, I'm commentating alone, so ignore that message that Christoph Boozer will be joining me. Just me tonight, so let's just get that looking nice and pretty for you guys. But yeah, what's on the menu tonight, you ask? Well, these guys will be racing the Formula North America 99, I believe it is. I could be wrong. I think it's 98. I think it's 99. I'm gonna go with 99. But let's see where these guys racing this season. Pretty much all over North America. There's Japan in there as well, for good measure. But yeah, you can see majority of these races are held within the US of A. Last week we raced at Florida, Daytona. We did a road and oval test just to see how the car feels. But yeah, these guys are now very prepared for what is in store for them tonight down at Laguna, Seca. Let's have a look. Laguna, Seca, eh? So 11 turns, very short lap. It's just above 1 minute mark. The race length tonight will be 45 minutes, around 3.6 kilometers of Californian tarmac. So, shall we shut up and let's witness some hot lap action set by Max Hamlink. Let's just see. Apologies for the low quality video, but let's go as he goes around the last corner and embarks on his flying lap. So full beans up until the braking point. You don't want to be braking too hard with these cars. You want to be straight off it, back onto the throttle as soon as possible, because you'll be locking them up and that will not do your tyres any good. As he swings out there, nice and calm, 100 meters. This corner here coming up, you can lose a lot of time if you get it wrong. I'm sure you'll say that about every corner, but this one tends to catch out a lot of drivers. They tend to go a bit wide. You see Max is using as much of the curb as possible. Oh, nearly drifting onto the bad stuff there as he goes into the infamous corkscrew now. You want to be careful. You want to just ride the camber here. Car will easily bottom out and you will see your car spin the wrong way. As he's coming round to the last corner now, as you can see the pit entry on the left there. Braking just before the 100 meters. And there we go, there's a lap around Laguna Seca. So, how about we just jump straight to trackside 8 and see what these guys have to offer. So we should be well into qualifying right now as... who was that? I think that might have been Stim Prince. So let me just turn the volume up. Running on board with Philip All, long-time veteran in the Formula Trout League community. Has been unfortunately unable to race for a long stint of time. So it's a great pleasure to see him behind the wheel again. Great talent. As he just gets a bit too much wheel off the tarmac there. I think he's going to have to write this lap off. Max Hamlink though, he's the one to beat tonight. The guys say. Sporting a nice new colour scheme for Vermin. Is it too bright? I'll turn it down. Obviously, a lot of tracks they tend to vary in brightness. California sun is too much for some of the viewers tonight, by the looks of things. So apologise for that. I'll just quickly find the post-processing option. There we go. Watch it now, it's gonna crash, I bet you. It hasn't crashed. How about that? Is that better? It's a bit darker, but at least we can see what's going on. Nice camera angles around this track, if I may say so. Max Hamlin already in the 1.16s. But this looks like it'll be an in-lap for him. As we roll with Oscar Williams, his teammate. Nice rivalry between these two. We'll be seeing plenty more of that over the season. Oscar will be the one to keep Max Hamlin honest tonight. Bit of a lock up there, but he keeps it together. Still 4/10 up. Won't be enough to get into the 6s, I don't think, but he will break apart from the rest of the pack as he goes around the last corner now along the pit straight. Just on the cusp of breaking into the 6s there, Oscar with a 1.7.1. Mike Thompson, unfortunately, has spun out. Where's that? It looks familiar. I think it's in the first sector. Oscar still up on his time, so he'll probably try and complete this lap at least. Yep, finding a lot of time in that corner, as I mentioned earlier. A lot of drivers will probably find a lot of time there. Great section here. Just want to swing the car in. Oscar comes behind. It looks like it might be Yanis. I could be wrong. I think he might have to have bought his lap by the looks of things. No, he keeps with it. He's losing time though. He's stuck behind this driver. Brakes late. Can he get the slipstream to make up for it though? As Pelkman goes 4th fastest. Yeah, that's Oscar having to pull out of his lap. And I guess you're allowed to return to pit instantaneously in this series. I'll just pretend I didn't see it. Philip All going 3rd fastest though. Very impressive. He seems to suit the handling of this car more so than others. So he'll be challenging for a podium tonight. Max Hamlin though, going around the last corner, lines his car up nicely to get as much speed out of the last corner. Nick Wu going 3rd fastest, pushing Philip All down to 4th. Those brake discs glowing up there as he brakes nice and deep into T1. Going for our drone cam, the official Formula Trout League drone cam here, following Max Hamlin. Max unfortunately losing a bit of time there, but again he's the one to beat. He has managed quicker times than this in practice, but the pressure's on now to perform within whatever time's left. We've got what, just over 6 minutes as Max comes around the last corner, gains a bit of speed but isn't able to better his last time. Nick Wu though up on his time, maybe. There will be no track evolution tonight, so these guys are pretty much on perfect conditions, so what you see is what you get. A very difficult car to handle, especially on low grip, so yeah. Unfortunately, Yap isn't able to race with us tonight. He has a leg injury, too much cycling by the sounds of things, pushing it too hard. Typical. As Nick Wu pulls out. He's 3/10 up and he decides to come in. There must be... Oh, Hamlin has a spin after the hairpin. After him saying all night he never spins at the hairpin. Caught him out when it matters. As Oscar Williams now into the 1/6s. Let's ride with Philip All as he is about to embark on his flying lap. Ooh. Unfortunately, Philip gets a bit of oversteer there and narrowly misses someone spinning out in T1. It looked like one of the Vermin drivers, as Peltman goes 7th fastest with a 1.8. Just over 4 minutes to go now. Yeah. Get well soon, Yap. Get some hot cold therapy on that. Looks like the time has fallen away from Philip All. Running with Mosilenko at the moment. Another strong performer. Let's see how he performs tonight. Ermis offering his assistance with commentary. By all means, get in here. You know, the more the merrier. Just there we go. Yeah, I see it. And I'm joined by Ermis Riss, who wants to help commentate tonight, as we just have over 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying. How are you, Ermis?
Hello, Killer. Hello, everyone watching. I'm doing great. I'm sad I couldn't race today, but I couldn't get the laps in time.
It's a shame, man. Oh, so, as Mosilenko spins out as he embarks his flying lap, he might just have to settle for P6 unless he can get another lap in. He lets some traffic by. Maximilian Younger going 5th fastest though. Good performance from him. He wasn't very confident with the car earlier today, and now he seems to be in a contention for a win tonight. Let's say. What have you got any intel for us, Ermis?
It's really tough to say on this track, but this car and this track is really an interesting combination. It's definitely not going to be easy for anyone, so anything could happen on this track, I think.
Yeah, you're right there, as Maxi just spins out. Oh no, there's damage to his front wing. That's not what he wants. Manages to stay out the way of the drivers though. I think that might be his qualifying over, unless he can get out. I don't know how this qualifying system works in this series, I'll be honest. I'm a bit ill-informed, but I assume...
I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to go out again.
Well,
but,
I witnessed
someone had that accident.
Hey, we're role playing here, so you know, if you crash, chances are you might break a leg. Oscar's up on his time, but he loses it. Gets a bit too much oversteer, unsettling the car in the hairpin.
The line through the hairpin is really important on this track. It will make or break your lap.
Yeah, you're right there. Just over 45 seconds to go now. Tension's building up. Who can stay on the track? Only Oscar and Max in the 1 minute 6s though. Can Nick Wu join him?
It's really tight at the top right now, only a 10th separating Max and Oscar.
I know, right? And by the looks of things, Oscar just needs to keep her on the track. Unfortunately, he's not able to do that. He's really just pushing the car to the limits. Oh, as he finds time there. Let's see, how brave is he going to be in the corkscrew?
This corner will make his lap.
He needs to keep pushing.
Let's see. Ah, he's already done it right once before, apparently.
This might just take pole by the looks of things. I don't know, he loses it in the last second, unfortunately. And he's unable to better this time.
Yeah, it's off.
Nick Wu's going slow.
Definitely a nice try, and we're gonna see some great action when the race starts, I think.
Yeah, it will definitely be a war of attrition tonight, as these guys have said. It is all about just keeping the car on the black stuff. Alex Cochran in 7th at the moment. Doesn't look like he's able to better his time. Alex Cochran, you might know him from last weekend. He won in the Challenger split of the Premier Series. Alex unfortunately unable to better his time though, as Mosilenko spins out again. I think that might just be the end of qualifying.
Is Oscar on a lap? I'm not able to join yet. I will join when the quali is over, so I don't disturb anyone.
That is fair.
Okay, quali is over.
So, let's go run through the order. Max Hammerlink with a 1:06.7. Oscar Williams in 2nd, literally 1/10 off him. Nick Wu in 3rd, 7/10 off him with a 1:07.4. Philip Ole in 4th, Maximilian Younger in 5th, Mosilenko in 6th, Alex Cochran 7th, 8th Connor Pelkmans, 9th Stim Prince, 10th Jan van Dijk. So, I mean, let's see, 1 second, well, 1.5 second separates the top 10. That's pretty tight if you ask me.
That is a really competitive field.
I mean, there's not that many corners to unfortunately, make or lose time on, so you literally need to be perfect. Just under 20 seconds now before the guys line up on the grid. If you've not witnessed our kart series before, we have a formation lap as well as a rolling start. Nice addition to the league, something we don't get to witness often. What's your thoughts on the rolling start, Ermus?
I have mixed feelings about it. It's definitely more consistent to have a mixed, a rolling start, so you don't have as many incidents possibly. But I think the fact that it's really hard to get off the line with these cars, it's something that would add excitement to the race start. But then again, if it's really that dangerous, it's probably better to have a rolling start.
Yeah, the drivers will be approaching T1 a lot faster than just a normal grid start, obviously. So they have to be, well, they have to have their wits about them. 20 seconds now before the formation lap starts.
Yeah, turn 1 is really dangerous on this track. I speak from experience. Anyone can make a mistake there. And it's a really smooth bend into the corner, and the line actually goes into the corner sooner than you think.
As the pace car starts off, and Max will shortly be following it. Christoph Boyser taking the wheel of the pace car tonight. This is history in the making right here. You see it first here. If you're not familiar with how
let's see how many drivers are going to warm up their tires properly.
Yeah, you're right there. Let's see if they can keep the temperature within them. If you're not familiar with a formation lap, these guys just need to follow the pace car for 1 lap. And obviously, as Irma said...
Oh, okay, no one can see the stream right now.
Oh dear, yeah, that's a good point. We don't want you to see the stream. Go elsewhere, guys. I'm kidding, obviously. Let's see the formation lap, they say. That's a premium service you need to pay for. Nice roaring engine from the Chevrolet here. And that is it for the pace car as he pulls in. Thank you, Christoph. And now it's up to Max Hammerlink to do what needs to be done. As all the cars come around last corner, full beans now, and away we go.
It's a great start from Max. Oscar right on his tail.
Yeah, braking much later than Max by the looks of things.
First corner seems to be clean by everyone.
That's always good to hear as Martin van der Land makes up to 14th and overtakes Cyprian Stoyan. Max pulling away slightly there. Mills Fisher down to 17th. Is he having issues?
I wonder how the overtaking on this track is going to be, but I don't think it's going to be anywhere near easy.
Yeah, you're right there.
By the looks of things, you're going to need the guy in front to make a mistake to even get a shot. Oscar really on the tail of Max now. Philip on the tail of Nick Wu and Maxi behind Philip, and he's going for the overtake. And he's done it into T1.
Nice and clean as Maxi goes wide.
Oh, Maxi goes up, yes.
It's not what he wanted. Maxi's now down to 10th from that mistake. On board with Slim Prince at the moment. Staying nice and close to the cars ahead. Philip Hall's going slow. Gives a position to Alex. Slim Prince says, I'll have that as well. As Alex breaks deep into the corkscrew there. Prince getting his tyres on the dirty stuff there. Not what you want. Tim Draper dropping down the order, and it looks like we've got our first casualty, maybe. Marshall keeping it on track, but it looks like he's the first victim of the corkscrew tonight. I've heard complaints about tyres overheating, so you don't want to be making too many mistakes. You'll notice that the guys they'll be running the harder compound tyre as opposed to the soft. As Philip Hall's back up into 6th. Slim Prince, what happened to him? We saw him spin out. I think he's just waiting for the rest of the pack. The gentleman he is.
Looks like he has damage as well.
Maxi again. Oh no, Maxi. Oh, keep it going, mate. Come on, it's a long race. You got this. We're going to see a lot of that tonight, I think. It's a long race. It's going to feel very long for a lot of drivers. Maximilian Younger at the back of the grid now. Philip Hall extending a bit too much there. That will slow him down. Halkman, I think you can see Sick in his grasp. Goes around the outside. But I think Philip Hall gets the better of him there. He leaves himself a bit too open and susceptible to Jan van Dijk behind him. I love these trackside cameras, but I can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, it looks like P1 and 2 are running away with this, and Nick is barely keeping the pace with them.
You say that, but unfortunately, Stim Prince is the first retirement tonight. Nick Wu, not too far off Oscar. I think Oscar might have made a mistake there. Philip Hall back down the grid. What's happened here? Might have just been a nice few overtakes there. Looks like these guys literally just want to make it to the end of the race, so if they feel like they're going to make a mistake, they'll literally just lift off.
Yeah, as you say that, Moschelenko made a mistake into the last corner and lost 2 places.
Oh dear. See another overtake maybe. Dave Southwood eyeing up Philip Hall. He's got past him. K-Man wants a slice of that pie as well.
It looks like these cars understeered quite a lot on this track in Dirty F.
Yeah, you're right there. Oh dear. Amadei's off. Another mistake there from another driver.
Oscar pushing hard to catch up to Max again.
You're right there.
He has closed up a bit. He is getting the second on this lap. And 2 seconds behind, 1 second behind. Let's see how he does.
Moschelenko's got a nice line through there. He's all over Pelkman. It's very difficult to overtake, as we're aware. Moschelenko just needs to keep with him. Oscar Williams closing the gap here, but is he able to get any closer, or is Max just controlling the race here?
Oscar has had a better sector 2 and 3, and he's up 2/10, so that's 0.8 of seconds. He's behind Max now.
As he sets the hottest lap so far with a 1:8.3. Just over 35 minutes to go here at Laguna Seca, the round 1 of the inaugural kart championship. What do you reckon? We're going to see another series of this season even?
It's going to be an interesting one. If people like it, why not?
Yeah, you're right there. I think it offers a different type of open wheel racing.
Yeah, me personally, I would like to race one of the old school F1 cars.
Moschelenko gaining on Pelkman, just over 2/10 behind him. Let's see if he can stay close within the last corner and get that slipstream.
It really does look like 0.8 seconds is the limit for the dirt here. When you're closer and you start to lose grip.
You're right there. especially with an experienced driver such as Max Hammerling. You're not going to get past him easily. This must be infuriating for Moshchenko. He just wants to get past Pelkman. He's just been stuck behind him for how many laps now? Laguna Seca, I believe, has a really nice flow to it, but it's one of those tracks where the racing line is pretty much the only line.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, it's one of the flowiest tracks for sure, but it's definitely has a dangerous flow to it.
Yeah, you're right there.
As Moshchenko goes on Pelkman's into T1 on the outside.
Getting a bit close there.
Pelkman keeps his nose ahead. Oscar blasting the fastest sector 1 again. Sector 2 is down.
Oh, as Moshchenko gets past Pelkman goes wide, unfortunately for him.
Wow, in that corner, yeah.
That's a strange one. It's one of those corners where you feel like you can carry more speed into it, but unfortunately...
Moshchenko made a mistake.
Oh no.
Corner right on his tail almost crashes into him.
Looks like...
Oh, Yanis gets a run on Pelkman's.
Yeah, looks like Moshchenko's slowly breaking away. As you said, Connor now has to deal with Yanis, who manages to get past him. Alex Cochran, 9 seconds behind Nick Wu.
Alex seems to be taking it safe. Consistent lap times. And he makes a minor error.
In forward racing, unfortunately, one man down as Yap is unable to join Martin van der Land tonight, so all the pressure will be on Mr. Land to get past as many cars as possible and bring home as many points for in forward racing.
Max now owns the fastest lap as well.
I must admit, some great clean racing tonight. I mean, the drivers aren't really able to get side by side, but we haven't seen any wheel banging or anything like that yet.
Yeah, I think everyone knows what's to gain and what's to lose with these battles on this track. It's really difficult to do clean overtakes.
Yep, you're right there. Obviously, unlike our Premier Series, which is based on Formula 1 racing, refueling is allowed here. So the guys will be carrying just enough fuel to get do one stint, refuel, and then see to the rest of the race.
I wonder if Max and Oscar are on slightly different strategies as well.
As Alex Cochran is the first to pull the pit trigger. Will others respond around him? That is the question. As Moshchenko is now up to 4th.
Going for the undercut, which could be a really good advantage on this track actually, since overtaking is so hard.
Yeah, you're right there. A very long pit stop though for Alex. Is this what it's like when you're refueling in the kart series? I wonder where he'll come out. He'll come out with plenty of space around him. as he is now down to 14th, 15th, but now he just needs to get his head down and focus on the rest of the race. Oh, as he overshoots the pit exit! Ah!
Ow.
I mean, we'll leave it up to the stewards to decide that one, as Max Hammerlink looks like he's pretty much running away with it so far. Still has Oscar
still on his tail, and anything could happen with the pit stop, so...
Yeah, you're right there.
Max now is trying to build a gap before his pit stop, it looks like. He's fastest sector 1 by Max Hammerlink.
Ooh, is Oscar?
And Oscar made a mistake.
Yep, you're right. That might just give Max Hammerlink a breath of fresh air. Will he react?
Gave him a lot of air. He's fell back quite a lot.
The closest battle on track at the moment is with Dave Southwood and Pelkman, as the gaps are beginning to form. Maximilian Younger has another mistake. So controlling understeer seems to be the name of the game here tonight. I heard previously a lot of drivers trying to counteract the understeer, but unfortunately it's not as easy to do with the setups with this car.
Yeah, it's still better to have a slightly understeer car than an oversteer one, definitely when you're driving this, I think. It's a lot safer to drive. And
Yep.
Alex is now trying to move up the field, but no one seems to be pitting ahead of him.
Stephen Amodei up to 12th place. There's a nice line of cars behind him, including Stoyan and K-Man. Pelkman though. Oh, he made a mistake! Oh! Oh! That was close. That was so close. Pole tries to get past Pelkman. Pelkman looks like he's got a better exit though out the corner. Obviously Philip Hall just trying to stay out of the way of Pelkman and his mistake. Oh, as Stephen Amodei comes into the pits, he's a second pitter. What's the correct pronoun?
That sounds funny.
Pitteroony.
Oscar now really pushing it. He's already gained 1.3 seconds on Max.
It's gained time, but still just under 4 seconds off him. As Masyalenko also pits. Tim Draper making a mistake there. No. Wow, these pits, man. They take ages. Doesn't look like a two-stop is going to be an option.
They can do a bathroom break.
Yeah, I know, right. The question is, which one of the Vermin boys will be the first one to pit? Will Max go for the overcut? Will Oscar go for the undercut?
I think it's a good idea for Oscar to push his tires on this stint and just go for the undercut. But if he has another strategy planned, like before the race, and has a set amount of fuel in it, it's going to be hard to change that strategy. It's going to be really, really interesting to see which one of them pits first. As Max has to deal with back markers now, but got through clean.
Who knows, that might be the decider for tonight. How you handle the back markers. Is Philip all staying close to Dave Southwood and Helkman? What's his first name? Connor, yeah. Interesting fact, Martin van der Land is on the soft tyre and so is Stefano Amadei. I heard people complaining that the soft tyre will only last about 7 laps, so interesting.
Cayman is also on soft seats.
Oh, you're right there, yeah. The majority of the drivers up to the top 9 are on lap 19, the rest are on lap 18 or less.
Tightest part of the field seems to be between positions 6, 7, 8 and 9. Really trying to close the gaps, but the gaps just keep widening. Dave Southwood needs to overtake the back marker.
Dave Southwood, they're getting close. Stefano Amadei just staying out of the way by the looks of things. Good on him. Alex Cochran's made his way past Nils Fischer. Cayman pits. Jan van Dijk. Did he just make an overtake? I can't tell.
Oscar pits.
Oh, here we go.
Max goes for another lap.
Now it'll be interesting to see how Max Hamlink responds to this. Will he pit immediately after on this lap, or will he keep going?
If they're on similar strategies, it would be smart to pit instantly.
Nick will also.
If they're not,
Nils Fischer pitting as well. Surprisingly, Oscar's not been overtaken yet. Oh,
oh my god!
Oh no!
Straight out of the pits. That is bad.
Oh, that front wing is so wobbly. Oh no! Another. At least he manages to take the pit exit properly. Helkman pits, Dave Southwood pits, Martin van der Land. Yeah, Nick Wu probably benefited the most from that pit. He will now be all over Oscar shortly, depending on how much damage will affect Oscar's performance. Nick Wu.
Max is in the pits.
Oh, Nick Wu making a mistake there. Lets Philip all past. I believe that's his teammate. Not not really a mistake you want to be making when you know a podium is in your grasp as Max also pits and he's out. That was a very short pit.
Nice, just very clean.
Alex
Oscar
Cochran.
into the pits again.
Yep, Oscar making a good call there, probably for the best to repair that front wing and just, it's all about damage control for him now. He'll know not to make that mistake again. Philip Ole currently in provisional second place, yet to pit. Nick Wu in third. Oh, as Alex makes a mistake! I need to stop watching these guys, I feel sorry for them. As soon as I watch them, they make mistakes. It's like they know. Tim Marshall making a mistake. That's not my fault. Tim still has damage. Tim's front wing. Oh, Alex for P2. There's so many questions in the air at the moment. Just over 18 minutes left of this race tonight. Been a very exciting one if you ask me. A lot of people just, don't know, getting used to the car.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy car to drive. I'd probably say the hybrids are a lot easier to drive than this one.
Yeah, you're right there with the added downforce, just giving you comfort through the corners. Okay, man. Stay on track. Oscar is all over Stoyan. Stoyan's pitted, I don't know what I'm on about. Philip Ole's made a mistake! He's made a mistake! Get back on track!
Oh, yeah.
The mistakes are happening now from everyone by the looks of things. It's got to that point in the race.
Now Oscar is on a mission to catch up and pass.
I will be surprised if he doesn't get a podium.
He definitely will, since I think Nick has yet to pit. Oh wait, did Nick pit?
Nick pitted, yeah. Philip Ole hasn't.
Oh, okay.
I think this might be his in lap now. A good call there. The gaps have really formed now since the second wave. A lot of drivers just getting caught up on different stints now. Drivers coming across back markers. Oh, don't say that, no! Oh.
These cars can really catch you off guard.
Yeah, just when you think you've got into a rhythm, they just bite back like that. And Philip Ole right on the rear of Pelkman. Looks like Pelkman got the better pit. Jan van Dijk pitting now.
Yeah, Van Dijk is starting to enter the pit zone.
Another mistake from Maximilian Younger. Doesn't like he is having much fun out there tonight. It's a shame seeing as he qualified so well. Alex Cochran though, considering he was in a podium position earlier, is unable to make it up there on his second stint.
Yeah, it's a series of errors on his part on his second stint that's cost him a lot. As he goes off track again.
Oh, Jan van Dijk comes out of the pits and he's already making mistakes. Nils Fisher's on the rear of Amadei, but Amadei wins it into the corkscrew. It looks like Nils Fisher has a better exit. Amadei will take the racing line. He's entitled to. I think Nils just needs to be patient. So while we've got 13 minutes, do you mind talking us through how the turbo works?
I've not really doing these cars that much, but preferably throughout the whole race you should run it at 90%. That also increases fuel rate compared to running lower turbo, but it's still the fastest. And when you're trying to overtake someone, obviously use 100%. But the easiest way probably is to regulate the turbo through corners so you get easy exits. Because when the turbo spools up, it really does produces a lot of power and it can cause some spins. As Niels is pushing very hard to catch Amadei and is making mistakes.
Alex Cochran making another mistake. He's slow on the accelerator. Another mistake from Maximilian.
I think if you could run. You could run 100% turbo on every straight on this track, and you would make it to the end if you used it only on the straights. Because it does not damage the engine that hard.
Philip Hall has Martin in his sights now. For someone who's been away from sim racing for quite a while, he's not doing too bad, may I say.
He's trying to get back in the rhythm of racing. He's doing really well right now. Considering these are not exactly the easiest cars to start again. And K-Man makes a mistake.
Oh no. Just under 12 minutes to go. Who is your driver of the day, chat? Remember to vote.
For me, it looks like it's definitely Max because he's kept his head down throughout the whole race and kept it clean.
K-Man pulls into the pits with a broken front wing. Huh, I've never witnessed that before, the front wing moving about. Didn't even know that was a feature within the Seca Corsa.
Yeah, I think certain cars have it and some cars don't. I think that's how they're modeled.
Unfortunate for K-Man, that was a good run. He was up in P6 and just a simple mistake can just ruin your chances just like that. Oscar probably knows that.
Oscar now has 10 minutes left to try and catch Nick.
That won't be an easy feat considering how well versed Nick is behind the wheel.
Nick's definitely doing really well right now.
A lot of love for Max Hammerlink in the chat.
Max, yeah, is P1 by a mile and is still doing fastest laps by the looks of it.
Alex Cochran's made his way up into P10. Question is, how does the point system work in this series? The top 15, is it top 10? Feel free to chime in, chat, and point out what point system we're running tonight. Who is going to be missing out on points?
Oscar is really pushing hard, trying to catch, but it doesn't look like there's enough time left for that.
Yeah, he'd need
He's
to
all 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, he'd need to make 11 seconds in 8 minutes. It's a tall order. There's Fisher getting close to Amadei again. These guys neck and neck. Point system, here we go. First gets 20 points, second gets 16, third gets 14, fourth gets 12, fifth gets 10, sixth gets 8, then it goes 7, 6, blah, 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 blah. So it's up to the top 12. Which is an interesting one.
Nils really close on the back of Amadei now.
We surprisingly only have a second retirement of the race. Maximilian Younger decides to call it a day. That's a shame from the 3-time Formula Trout champion. Amadei will be doing everything he can to hold on to that final points position. As Nils Fisher gets the old switcheroo on him.
That's a good move. That's a really good move. He's into the points now if he can keep it in.
What can Amadei do about this? Amadei loves this track.
For now, Amadei has lost the position. Let's see what he can do. 6 minutes to go.
It looked like as if Nils was stuck behind Amadei for a while, so now we might actually see his true pace as Amadei gets a bit of oversteer there. He has a train of people behind him.
He gets bumped.
Amadei unfortunately has to yield. Obviously he's been blue flagged. Bit of oversteer there for him as well. Oh, as one car goes off, that was Tim Marshall. Tim seems to be pretty prone to mistakes at the moment, unfortunately. Let's hope he can iron them out before the next race. As Stefano Amadei, I think that's his tyres done. As I said, the softs would not last that long. Surprisingly, Martin van der Land, who is on the softs, is up in P6.
Yeah, it could be a lot of sliding on his part with this straight his tires.
Demoney asking me please not to curse his drivers. I am just doing my job. There's no voodoo magic going on here. Thomas Marshall, I'm sorry, saying Tim Marshall. I'm mistaking him with Tim Draper, obviously. With just over 4 minutes to go now, do you reckon Max Hammerlink will slow down so he doesn't have to do an extra lap?
I don't think so. It's a strategy I've thought of myself personally, but I've never utilized. Unless you can really get it down with a second of like, if you have to lift off the throttle once, not to get an extra lap, of course, yeah, he's probably gonna do it if you notice. But he does have a safe 20-second gap, so if he can see that window, he can certainly try. But I don't think he's gonna do it.
I must admit, this is a great performance from Martin van der Laan, but an even greater performance from newcomer Pelkman.
As a back marker spins in front of Cochran's.
Nils Fischer spins! This gives an opportunity for Amadei to catch up, but I think he's just too far back.
Yeah, he pitted, so I don't think he has the time. It's just a matter of can Nils keep it on the track for 3 more minutes.
Former race winner Nils Fischer. Can he do everything he can to get that final points position? Mike Thompson spinning. Heyman setting a personal best there, but is it too little too late?
And it looks like Oscar has lost out against Nick by a lot. He's now 24 seconds back.
Yeah, he might just have to just bring it home, just focus on bringing it home. As Martin van der Laan catches up with Connor Pelkman, sees an opportunity, has to hold back for this time.
Oh, and a mistake.
Just bring it home, Martin, just bring it home. It's not worth it. You've got Philip Ohl just 2 seconds away, you don't want to spin this the wrong way around.
He's really in that racing mindset and wants to gain every single position he can. Martin still might have an opportunity if Pelkman makes a minor mistake in front of it.
Just over a minute to go now.
2 more laps. Well, one more lap from Max Hamlin after this one.
And what race have we got coming up next? Next fortnight we got Sebring International Raceway at Florida. Hopefully you guys can join us then on the 3rd or the 5th. Before that though, we've obviously got the Premier Series. That is at Bahrain. A lot of practice going on right now for that next week.
Bahrain is definitely going to be a big variation of aerodynamic setups.
Yeah.
It's a very, very dynamic track.
And that's it. That is it. That's the race over. Max Hamlin just needs to complete this lap to be the official first ever winner of the kart championship. Obviously he's still got 10 more races to go before the crown is given out. But he's driven a superb race. 25 seconds over the next competitor.
Yeah, it's a shame Oscar couldn't make these mistakes. It would have been fun to see them fight it to the line.
He's only bloody gone and done it, isn't he? Max Hammerlink, well done.
As he sets the fastest lap on the last lap, I think.
Wow. Not holding back at all. Dave Southwood, what happened there? What? Maybe they just complete the final lap, I don't know. Well, it's been an eventful race. However, Max Hamlin is the one who will be taking home the biggest trophy tonight. But I believe that is the race over. Maybe there's a few more contenders out there finishing their outlap, but the final grid order, let's have a look. We have Max Hamlin in first, obviously, Nick Wu in second, third is Oscar Williams, fourth is Moshelenko, fifth is Connor Pelkmans, sixth is Philip Ohl, seventh is Martin van der Land. Wow, so what happened there? Did we miss? Did Martin make a mistake? Crazy glitches going on there. I'm just going to leave the server. But very interesting race nonetheless. Let's have a look. Have we got anyone ready for an interview is the question. Yeah, I think Martin might have spun right at the end. Let's have a look. Let's get Max in here, right? Our race winner, Max Hammerlink. How are you? How was that for you?
Hey, I'm speechless. That's perfect. That couldn't have been better. And I'm not just talking about my race, but I'm so proud of the entire grid for making it through turn 1 clean. Like, that's fantastic. Like, I couldn't be happier right now.
Max Hamlin obviously helping run this series as well, so I guess you would feel a bit of pride seeing everyone make it through.
Yeah, honestly, I'm more happy about everyone surviving the safety car start than I am about winning. Like, it literally couldn't have gone any better, and I'm so happy.
And
so
that is the community in effect right there. So, I mean, were you ever worried about Oscar?
Yeah, he did seem to have really good pace at the start of the race. Like, we were always gaining a bit on each other, like a tenth there, but we stayed round about a second apart from each other. Until round about, I want to say lap 10, I think he just disappeared from my mirrors. So I'm assuming he must have spun or get held up by a back marker or something along those.
Well, I can confirm that he actually he made the undercut work, but unfortunately, as soon as he came out the pits, he just drove into a barrier, so he had to pit again.
Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate, really unfortunate. The undercut isn't actually better in this car because you can do a lap on low fuel if you overcut, and that gains you time.
Oh,
so
right.
I don't think the undercut is the preferred strategy. It does somewhat depend on fuel loads, but generally I would say the overcut is faster.
Oh, well, you heard it here. I think Oscar was a bit, at wit's end and needed to kind of just do whatever he could, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, it was a great race nonetheless, and yeah, I'm sure you're just happy that everyone made it to the end. I mean, I think we had 3 retirements, not even that, maybe 2.
Yeah, so like 18 finishes or something. It's fucking fantastic, brilliant. I love it.
Apologies for the language there, but thank you very much, Max. He's just full of adrenaline.
And thank you to you as well for jumping in, taking care of the stream and everything. I really appreciate it. So thank you for that.
No worries, man. I wouldn't have been able to do it without my boy Ermus either. So yeah, thank you very much, Max. Let's get Connor Pelkmans in here. Hey Connor, brilliant race from you, mate. How was that for you?
It was pretty enjoyable for the most part. I had a couple incidents where I went wide and had a couple lag spikes, but overall it was pretty good.
You weren't too far off Moshelenko either. I mean, one mistake from him and you probably would have had fourth.
It was a pretty good race. I think the strategy was right, and I was just talking to Alex, and he said that the thing that cost him was pitting.
Yeah, we just heard that from Max Hammerlink as well. Apparently the undercut isn't the preferred option. So at least we know that going into the next race.
Yeah, and we were thinking going long might work too if we just stay out a bit longer because we refuel less and spend less time in the pit.
What are you going to do about your missing teammate?
I have a teammate lined up for next race.
That's great to hear, man. We want to see you winning double points next time.
And it is a Canadian, so I managed to find one.
Well done, man. Keeping that patriotism alive. But yeah, brilliant race out there, man. And I mean, I can't wait to see you in the Premier Series next weekend.
Thanks, man.
Nice one. And last but not least for interviews, we've got Alex Cochran. Run us through what happened, Alex.
Yeah, I gambled on strategy a little bit, and it really didn't pay off.
No, we witnessed that. You were up in 4th position at one point, I believe.
Yeah, I started on a very low fuel load. I think I only had about 10 laps in the tank. But the problem is you can pull a gap, but then as soon as you pit, you spend so long in the pits getting the fuel in that when you come back on track, you've lost so much time that you start to get lapped because you lose almost a lap, and then it's just gone from there because you're letting people pass.
Yeah, you're right there. People did make note of the fact you spent pretty much an eternity in the pits, but now that we know that you were running at a low fuel rate, that makes sense. I guess that's just how long it takes to refuel.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing because I did have quite good pace, but then even by the end, since I had been on the hard so long because I had a full tank of fuel, you just can't push the car or you just risk spinning. So it's really tough near the end of the race doing.
Oh well, man. I mean, at least you gained a lot of knowledge, and finishing P10 isn't too bad considering.
It's okay. It's some points at least, but you always want better, especially when you're running much higher up the side.
Yeah, you're right there, but you shouldn't be too disheartened. I mean, like fighting for P4 at one point, just did some good battling. You held off. Who was it that you held off? Let's see. K-Man was all over you at one point, so at least you've got that.
Yeah, sure. It's just hard to drive the car. Honestly, it's not hard. It's very nervous, especially late in the race. So you have to be on it.
Yeah, you're right there. At least you've got the Premier Series next weekend to make up all this lack of progress, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, hopefully I can pull a good result there.
Well, thank you for putting on a good race for us anyway. It's very entertaining, and we'll see you next weekend.
Thanks for doing the stream.
No worries, man. I think that's everyone. What are your thoughts, Ernest? What are your initial one? What are your final thoughts?
I think the race actually went pretty well considering. Like Max said, the field was pretty clean. So I had some maybe not minor incidents. I had some incidents, but we had a lot of finishes on this race, and I think it was a successful round.
Yeah, I mean, as I mentioned before in the race, we didn't really see any contact between drivers. It was just mainly the drivers making mistakes themselves. But yeah, going into the next race at Sebring, what's your knowledge on that track?
Close to nothing. I think I've only driven once.
Yeah, I think I've only ridden it in Forza, and that's not really a great assumption, so I'm not going to bother wasting any breath on that. But, I mean, yeah, it was not as eventful as one would hope for a race, but it was Laguna Seca at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was Laguna Seca. It's definitely not one of the most hyped racing tracks, I guess. Well, I mean, it's hard. It's difficult. That's why it's good. But for overtakes and cars like these, it's really difficult to manage.
Yeah, you're right there. And I think I'm going to call it a night there. Thank you very much for joining me, Ermis. And thank you for everyone participating tonight. You did really
Thank you
well.
for having me, and thanks for watching, everyone, sticking with us.
Yeah. So, you commentating next time, or will you be participating?
Well, the next time is Bahrain, so I'm definitely gonna want to race there.
Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, you're gonna have to make up for last time.
I definitely am gonna need to bring in my A game, as May has already put in an astounding lap on the server, it seems.
Brilliant. That's what I like to hear. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time at the Bahrain Grand Prix in the Premier Series, and that will be next weekend. We have 2 splits, so the first split will be at 7 p.m. British summertime, and then we've got the master split at 8 p.m. I believe. I could be wrong there. Just join us at 7 and then stick around, and yeah, it'll be a great night. So that is 7 p.m. next Saturday, the 9th of May. Be there or don't. Good night.
Good night.